Well, we continue to track breaking news in the Caribbean this morning. Hurricane Melissa just made landfall in Cuba as a Category 3 after 3 o'clock this morning. Hundreds of thousands of people had to be evacuated to shelters there. Now, major concerns about flooding and landslides. And that storm made landfall in Jamaica yesterday as a Category 5 with 185-mile-per-hour winds. Just devastating. The southwestern coast of the island took the brunt of the storm, and some rural communities there left underwater. Take a look at this incredible video. More than 735,000 people in Jamaica have been evacuated from their homes. And this morning, Jamaica just beginning to assess the damage left behind by the hurricane. Here in Connecticut, some people still waking up worrying about their loved ones. So our state has one of the largest Jamaican populations in the country. Many people now stepping in to help. Your reporter Anna Stansfield live outside the Schubert, where they're starting to collect donations there. Good morning to you, Anna.
And good morning, Caitlin. As we wait to see really the real devastation left behind in Hurricane Melissa's path, people here in Connecticut are doing everything they can to help out, including here at the Schubert Theater. They're accepting donations here organized by the Jamaican American Connection, where you can drop them off here, and they're hoping to send them out to Jamaica as soon as possible. Yesterday afternoon, the Category 5 hurricane made landfall on Jamaica. Sustained winds at 185 miles per hour and pouring rain all brought along with it. Left behind catastrophic damage. Many people without power on the island right now, and some communication shut off too. Here in Connecticut, more than 40,000 people used to call Jamaica home, who are now watching in worry over their loved ones who still do.
And I'm going back home next month, so hopefully something is still there.
Now here at the Schubert, you can drop things off from noon to 4 all week long. There's also other places across our state accepting donations, like the West Indian Social Club in Hartford. Right now, they're looking for things like diapers, clothing, food, and batteries. I'm your reporter in New Haven, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.